Hi, everyone. In this example, I want to show you how multiple tables can be combined into a single pivot table. It is not a new feature, but very few users know about it. The reason is that for this, we use a feature called Power Pivot, which is already there on your version of Excel, but it is hidden. So we have to enable it. Before we do that, let's look at the problem statement. On the sheet employee details, I have a list of 81 unique employees. And we have some details here. So we have the source, department, the position, and the complete name of the employee. In the training details, you will notice that we have the employee code, which is here called the serial number. In fact, let me call it the employee code so that there is no confusion. So we have the employee code here. And as you can see, the same employee has attended numerous trainings. And it is also possible that the same employee is attending the same training multiple times. So different trainings being attended and the same training being attended multiple times. Now, if we have even a simple question such as knowing how many trainings have been attended overall by every single employee, we can't do that. For example, for each one of these 81 employees, if I need to know these 771 trainings, how is it broken between all the 81 employees? We can't do that unless and until we use a VLOOKUP. So typically what you would do here is, since you need to know the training name, first I will have to do a unique. That gives me a list of all the unique employee codes that we have. As you can see, we have 81 of them. And now for each one of these employee codes, we will have to do a COUNTIF. And for the COUNTIF, we will say that we're looking at column B, and the criteria is E3 hash. And that basically tells us the breakup of the 771 trainings. And now we need to do a VLOOKUP. So now we will have to say equal to VLOOKUP. We are searching for the employee code. We will come back, look at both the columns, column number 2, and then we do a exact match. And this way, we are able to get the result. Does it work? Yes. Is it the best way to do this? Absolutely not. The reason this is not the best approach is that it requires a lot of manual intervention. You have to put in some formulas, you have to copy paste the result, you have to do a VLOOKUP, and there are lots of touch points where things can go wrong. And even if you're confident of the way you're doing it, it still is a manual process. It takes a lot of effort to do this every single time. Hence, we don't want to take this route. We would like to combine both the tables into what we call a data model, and then we will create a relationship between them. But we will go step by step. First, I want to enable a tab called Power Pivot. Now, do not worry if you don't see this on your version of Excel. It is already there, but we have to enable it. To do that, I go to File and then Options. Here we select Add-ins. Then I select the second option, which is COM add-ins, and click on Go. And then there is an option called Microsoft Power Pivot for Excel. Just put a tick on that and click on OK. The moment you do that, the Power Pivot tab will automatically get enabled. So that's the first part. Now we have to convert both these data sets into tables. Now remember, this is not a table right now. It's just a data set. To convert this into a table, we can go to Insert and select a table, or the shortcut is Ctrl+T. Let's do that. Yes, our table does have headers, which is employee code and training name. So let me click on OK. And then in the table name option, I want to call it trainings underscore table. Let's do the same thing with the employee details. We will again go to Insert Table And then we will say, this is my employee details underscore table. Now we will select the first table, which is the trainings table. And on Power Pivot, we will add it to the data model. The moment you do that, a new window opens up like this. Let's not worry about this window right now, just close it. And we'll do the same thing with the employee details as well. So we go to add to data model. And at this point, you will notice that there are two tables that we have, trainings and employee details. So what do we want to do? We want to click on diagram and we will create a connection or a relationship between both the tables. So think about it. In the employee details, every single employee code has been only given one time. That means there is one unique record for every one of the 81 employees we have. But on the trainings table, we have each employee attending numerous trainings. Hence, what we want to do is to select the employee code and connect it with the employee code. It doesn't matter which one you select, either the one on the left or the one on the right. It will automatically create the correct relationship. In this case, you notice that it has created a relationship which is one to many. So you notice that we have a one here and a many, which means that every single employee is attending numerous trainings. After you have done this, we can close the window. And now I'll create a new sheet. We'll call it my dashboard. And on this, we will go to insert pivot table. And we want to create a pivot table using the data model that we've already created. Once you do that, you notice that I can click on OK. And on the right side, you can see that we have both the tables appearing here. So we have employee details as well as trainings. How cool is that? All we need to do now is to get the training name in the values. Then I need to get the employee code in the rows. And immediately you notice it tells us the breakup of the 771 trainings. Now, in case you also wanted to see which particular training has been attended, what number of times, I can put the training name one more time in the rows. And as you can see, it tells us that employee code 1 has attended these 5 trainings, 1, 2, 1, 1, and 2 times, like this. So there we go. This is how we can connect two tables into a single pivot table. And the same logic will apply even if you have more than 2. All you have to do is to send the tables to the data model and then use them in a pivot table.